Victim's 24 years old. 3 years with the APD. Officer Vladimir Flores.
Vladimir Flores?
Russian mother, Cuban father. A Cold War child.
I know him. Bantamweight in the APD league. Reach a mile long, it was like hitting smoke trying to hit this guy.
What was he doing out here?
He was closing down a sobriety checkpoint. He was the last officer to leave. He was attacked from behind.
Punctured is more like it. I counted 13 stab wounds in the mid and lower back.
The killer was more efficient with the first 2 victims. The teacher was wounded 7 times, the fireman 6.
The wounds are round. May have been an ice pick or Phillips screwdriver.
Based on their locations, the killer's probably right-handed and shorter than the victim. Punctures. Probably his way of deflating his victim, taking away his power.
Hey, shine that light over here.
Vladimir's blood. Or maybe the killer didn't get away clean.
Blood spots around, no trajectory.
Malone.
Whoever left them was moving slowly.
Or standing still. Flores could have been giving someone a sobriety test who was bleeding.
Yeah. Get George to put a list together of who got pulled over.
Locals will have that.
And get it from the local.
Okay.
You're being investigated by the Office of Professional Responsibility.
What?
The charge is moral turpitude. You're accused of using your supervisorial position at Quantico to force a sexual relationship with a subordinate.
That's crap. Hoover wrote that clause. That's got dust all over it. All right, who's bringing up these charges?
Your accuser's anonymous.
How can they do that?
They can do that.
And who am I supposed to have forced?
Oh, my God.
There's an accident at Jimmy Carter Boulevard in South Peachtree and one more at Butler and John.
Morning here in downtown Atlanta after those heavy showers last night. This afternoon it's becoming cloudy.
You must have told someone about Quantico.
Why would I?
Nothing happened.
We know exactly
You know
what
what,
happened.
John? Shut up for a minute and listen, okay?
I didn't want to hurt you, but the truth of the matter is, you were a washout.
We met. We drank. We had roasted goat and couscous. We drank. We went back to the hotel. You drank. We got into bed, and you were out like a light.
You done?
John, wait.
Joel Marks, that's who brought the charges.
I know.
You know? Well, then, you know this isn't about moral turpitude. This is about me not playing ball with Marks on the Perone case. He's pissed that I wouldn't wear a wire.
Rachel, who brought the charge isn't the issue. The charge has been brought.
You know, this could cost me my career. And even though it can't be proved,
That's what makes it so insidious. Why I've been on the phone since 5 this morning trying to make it go away. It won't. But the process has begun, so you better prepare for it. You and John are gonna get grilled. It won't be fun for either of you, especially you.
You want some time off to get ready?
So I can obsess over this thing? No, thank you. Look, Bailey, I'm no shrinking violet, but I never forced John or anyone into a relationship. Never.
I believe you.
The best thing, honey? No animal was killed to make this. And it's half off. I'll take it. Sweet.
The blood they found at the bus shelter was AB negative. Rare and not Officer Flores's.
AB negative was also found at the other crime scenes. Obviously the killer's.
We did a scraping of his uniform and we found chestnut brown hair in his shirt. Artificially colored, and the structure of the follicles has been severely damaged.
A woman?
Well, how many men do you know that keep changing their hair color?
Is it to change her identity or attract her victims?
Seems she was aiming for the spine.
Maybe her intent wasn't to kill him. Maybe she wanted to sever the spinal cord and cripple him.
Well, these are the wounds that killed him. Puncture the lung. Oh.
What? Oh, another kick?
This kid is going straight to the World Cup.
Hey, what's going on? Are you all right?
Yeah. Morgan called today. He had the chutzpah to ask me if this is his baby. I gotta grab something to eat. You wanna come?
No, I can't. I'm actually going to meet with my brother's therapist. So, what did you tell him?
Do you swear that the information you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name.
John Grant.
During the period of May through June of 1996, were you assigned additional training at the FBI Academy at Quantico, Virginia?
Yes.
During that period, did you become acquainted with Special Agent Rachel Burke?
Yes. She was my supervisor.
Were you aware of the regulation against fraternizing with someone in a supervisorial position?
Yes, but...
Was Agent Burke aware of that regulation?
I don't know. You'd have to ask her. We met at a bar. We had a few drinks. We got some food. Then we went back to her place.
Did you have sexual relations with Agent Burke?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Like I said, we drank. I had a few drinks.
Were you drunk?
Yes, I was drunk.
You were so drunk you can't even remember whether you had sexual intercourse with another human being? Look, I could care less whether you slept with her or not, but I do care about perjury.
I'm not lying to you.
214 people went through that sobriety checkpoint. 9 DUIs, 37 safety violations of missing brake lights and seat belts, 22 AV notations, belligerency,
George.
offensive line.
When was the last time you had a full night's sleep?
Richard's not doing well.
I'm sorry. Is there anything I can do?
I'm just trying to connect up the AV notations and the DUIs with the AB negative blood that we found out on the road.
One of the local officers remembered that Flores was supposed to call his girlfriend at the end of his shift.
And?
He was on the phone to her when he told her last car pulled off the road.
So he hadn't taken the roadblock down yet.
Flores told her he'd be right over. That he was just going to wave the school teacher through, unquote.
School teacher?
Female. Flores could have made the assumption by the way she was dressed, bumper sticker, vanity plates.
You have a hell of an appetite.
I'm from Buffalo. You need sustenance to get you through the winter. I'm really good with coleslaw. Yeah. So, basically, overall, you're happy with Jenny's progression?
Hey, your brother's come a lot further than I thought.
What's next?
I almost didn't show.
Why?
I mean, it's clear to me that the reason that we're eating pastrami is different than the reason for which we originally met.
It's a lot of words, but I basically agree with the idea.
We're getting closer to an ethical problem.
By the minute.
So what do we do?
I could stop working with Annie.
Or?
We could stop eating pastrami.
What the hell are you whining about? If I didn't know any better, I'd think I should have my wife. $100. Give you my personal opinion, Gladys.
Alice.
Even in these times of financial upturn, I believe I was overcharged.
But this is a non-accusatorial inquiry.
It's my mistake. I thought this was a non-inquiry accusation.
Moral turpitude's a serious charge.
And rare. Once the charge is brought, though, the damage is done.
It's exactly my point.
Any idea who brought it?
It's a short list.
I'd be happy to make some phone calls.
This is payback for a perceived misalignment of loyalty.
I love loyalty.
The operative word is perceived.
Perception is reality, isn't it, Malone? At least it is inside the Beltway.
Outside the Beltway, payback's a two-way street.
That sounds like a non-inquiry accusation.
If you want me, you know where I am. Don't make her the target of your witch hunt. Call it off, Marks.
How can I call off what I didn't instigate?
You're forgetting your own vulnerability in the Perone case.
Concerning what, Malone?
I said call it off. Well, you'll regret it every second you're in federal prison.
You wanted to see me?
Sit down. Either I call health services and report your drug addiction, or you do.
I'm sorry, I don't...
Those are the choices, George. If I dial the number, you come under administrative review. Suspended from duty, maybe even forced to resign. If you drop the dime, you get one get-out-of-jail-free card. Won't even appear on your record.
Who told you?
By noon tomorrow, one of us is going to make that call. Now give me the pills.
Daily?
Every one of them. I know you can get more, but I want them all anyway. Any more at your desk? Can you make it through the day?
I won't let you down.
You haven't, Georgie. But I let you down. I should have seen what was happening sooner. A lot sooner.
I promise.
Just make the call.
Now there are two careers on the line. You know, the inspector doesn't care if anything happened between us, but he does care if I'm lying to him, which of course he thinks I am.
That's because you didn't believe me. All you had to do was tell the guy that you couldn't perform, but your ego wouldn't let you.
I don't remember!
Well, you should have taken my word for it.
Edgar Mosher, 52, former high school principal. 3 DUIs and 1 arrest for soliciting. He checks into a hotel with a woman. And the front desk clerk said she was a pro.
Based on what?
He knows hookers when he sees them.
Cop killer was said to be a school teacher. Is the school teacher hooking on the side?
And it's funny, though. She paid for the room.
That was a question.
Sorry?
She could be simply using disguises, or it could be some form of multiple personality disorder.
Or it could be a sequential disorder. She could be shedding personalities like a snake sheds its skin.
But the weapon and the MO, none of that's changing. Why not, if the personalities are different?
Because the trauma that caused the split is something she can't run away from. So the core personality remains the same.
Proteus. A Greek god who changes shape but returns to original form when seized.
The hooker paid for the room at the brand new 20s, possibly from an ATM.
Every ATM customer gets their picture recorded.
Check the machines within walking distance of the crime scenes first.
I'll check out banks themselves. She might have gotten the money the old-fashioned way. From a teller.
Stick to height and general build. She may have taken out the money before she changed her look and personality.
So you two have obviously spoken.
Maybe I like the guy. But sometimes he acts like he's 3.
We don't have time for that. We've got work to do.
Let's do it.
First-time volunteer?
My mother did a lot of charity work. She said it did her soul good.
Where are you from? Deborah, right?
What about the blood?
The sample from the bus shelter matches the blood from the bed and the other crime scenes. AB negative.
Did he beat her, cut her up, reopen an injury?
Physical, emotional, or both. In the killer's mind, the victim could represent whoever inflicted the original injury.
Most of the time, the injury that results from a personality disorder is sexual in nature.
Puncture wounds. Penetration. Abuse, usually inflicted before the age of 8 or 9, when the personality is still forming.
The victims, a teacher, cop, a principal.
What about them?
Well, they're all authority figures. They're people who are supposed to take care of you.
I played in the St. Louis organization for 3.5 glorious weeks. And a wild pitch hit me in the eye.
Farm. I grew up on a farm. In Illinois, a pig farm.
We grew wheat in Minnesota.
Do you miss it?
The older I get.
I know what you mean, Father.
Father Mike.
School teacher, hooker. Not exactly sophisticated, complex creations. They're cliches.
That might be the point. I mean, it's the images that these characters project. That's what's important.
Images that help her cope with things she's afraid of. Men, sex. And once she adopts a new personality, she feels emboldened enough to seek out a new substitute for whoever abused her as a child.
He smiles at me. And he
It's all right to say it.
He kisses me. And he touches me.
Your father. In the dream?
It hurts. He hurt me.
In the dream, or was it real?
He was a wonderful man.
Did you tell your mother what was happening?
She knew. She's dead now. 6 months. It was all my fault.
No. You were a child. It wasn't your fault. God is with you.
Father, help me.
I'll help you any way I can.
I need you.
You need the kind of help I'm unable to give. Professional help.
You're supposed to help me, Father.
I will. But you need to trust me. I want to take the pain away. I want to try. Deborah. Deborah?
heard footsteps coming at me. I turned and Deborah was there about to strike me.
Deborah, what was her last name, Father?
She never told me. Then I'm pointing. But when I looked in her eyes, she ran. I went after her, but...
Good thing you didn't catch her.
She was more frightened than I was. It's almost as if she thought I was going to kill her. She's a tortured soul.
In what way?
I can't tell you that.
Was she sexually abused?
I can't answer questions like that. The seal of the confessional cannot be broken.
Father, this woman may have killed 4 people.
I'm sorry.
If we don't stop her, she may kill again.
She's suffering. That's all I can tell you.
She feels powerless when she's face to face. That's why she kills him from behind. It's a matter of survival.
Why this new personality? Soup kitchen type volunteer? Religious upbringing?
Need to confess.
But we don't know what she said.
The act itself is what's important. Whether she confessed to being a victim of sexual abuse or to the crimes themselves, she's trying to come to grips with what happened to her.
Locals have a 2-mile perimeter set up and a description on the air.
I don't think she's a threat to flee.
You said she leaves one life behind and goes on to another.
He's speaking to me.
I can't work with her. Not after this.
I don't recall giving you that option.
There's a noose in the inspector's office that has my name on it because of her.
I was not
right?
the one that said anything.
Yes, you did. You
know
said
what
when
I
you
know
thought
is
was the one.
Stop it! I don't care who said what to whom. We're a team here.
Trade me.
For what? A rookie to be named later? This investigation is going to play itself out however it plays itself out. Now let's put that aside and deal with what we do.
She's killed in Buckhead, Fairview, Midtown. She's moving around, but she's staying within the city. It's a world that's familiar to her.
Places where the abuse occurred.
Or it's refuge from the abuse, but each one is related to it.
Checking all incidents of sexual abuse from 78 to 81. Just see if any names pop up in Buckhead, Fairview, Midtown.
What do we got on the weapon?
That's John's department.
Now who's being 3?
I have some info on the pen. Abrams 395 limited edition, manufactured in Germany from 70 to 75. Sold in ritzy stores that cater to the upperly mobile.
Keepsake from her tormentor?
Could be a way of getting back at him. Yeah, I'm thinking a thing this pricey usually comes with a warranty. You know, where you have to give your name, address, place of purchase, and all like that.
Chase it down.
No. 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 No.
Something the matter, miss?
No.
Did the machine hit your car?
No.
I'll get someone to help you. You're bleeding.
Stay away from me.
There was no sex between Agent Grant and me.
You went to bed with him. Whether or not the act occurred is irrelevant.
Well, then the charge of moral turpitude has no foundation. I was not Agent Grant's supervisory agent. But the charge that's brought up against me is based on a vendetta. This meeting happened off hours. Happened by chance.
But which carried with it the implied threat that if Agent Grant refused to accept your advances, that if he refused...
We met at a bar. And I wish to God I didn't walk in that bar.
What, do you want to give me a heart attack? An opportunity, Joe. To show your allegiance to the Brotherhood of Law Enforcement.
What makes you think I'm interested?
You have an understanding of the Bureau's history and an appreciation for your place in it. The dictum history will bear witness to his patriotism was never more applicable. I'm offering to help you secure that place, not lose it over something as trivial as which of our department has the bigger dictum.
What do you have in mind?
You placed the wire on Rachel Burke while she was investigating Perone. Drop this bogus moral turpitude charge. And I won't charge you with endangering the life of a fellow agent. Everyone's reputation and pensions remain intact.
You're equating my reputation with that of this kid, who, for all we know, is helping her boss while away the lonely hours.
I'm gonna take you.
What with this flight of fancy that you just came up with? Do you think I would do something like that without a bulletproof veil of plausible deniability?
Like you said, once the charge is brought, the damage is done.
No. That's the way it works from Washington to Atlanta, not the other way around. We're the major leagues up here, Malone. You are strictly AAA. You just proved that. I'm late for the Kennedy Center honors. Go ahead. Makes you feel better? File the charge. It won't help your girl.
Side impact collision. Got a pulse of 104. All right. Late 20s, side impact collision. Blood pressure 105 over 60. The pupils are reactive. And I know this 50 still.
Hey, come into my office. I need a drink. Since when you drink this?
Since you do.
I knew there was a reason I liked you.
Oh. They told me that you went to D.C. I assumed you talked to Marks. He won't back down.
And we don't have proof of his culpability on Perone. The only way out of this mess is for you to make peace with him.
Forget it.
You like the job?
Bailey, what do you want me to do, huh? You want me to offer up some phony mea culpa?
If that's what it takes.
No.
Then you're damning your own career.
I know I said that, but I thought about it. My career is not how I define my life. Which is, of course, a lie. I work hard, damn it. I like what I do, and I want to keep doing it.
And?
And what?
What are you waiting for? Daddy to take you by the hand, show you what to do? Or better yet, do it for you?
I don't know why I asked you here.
Sure you do. You want absolution. You know what you have to do, but you don't like it. You want somebody to tell you that it's okay. That you may be doing the wrong thing, but for the right reasons.
I'm supposed to be the one with all the insight here.
Well, you don't have a monopoly on it.
Here. Oh, try this. It's hot.
No.
Oh, my God. I'm so sorry about that.
I'm sure you
Oh,
are.
well. Oh, I'm making it worse. Okay. Bailey, I know it's late, but I get a sense that it has something to do with a medical procedure. Think about it. A firefighter, a teacher, a cop, a principal, a priest. People we're supposed to trust. Who's missing from the list?
The doctor.
That's who she's been avoiding. It could have been a medical procedure that masked itself as sexual abuse. It's rare, but it's not unheard of, especially if the procedure was invasive and happened at an early age.
You're saying that it's possible there was no abuse at all, that it was simply interpreted that way.
Yeah, an operation can be extremely painful and invasive. That's the same dynamics as sexual abuse. George, we need to look for a child that underwent a surgical procedure and later in life claimed to have a repressed memory of sexual abuse.
Okay, that's going to take a little while.
Narrow the pool. Limit your search to the ATM group. Okay.
Pericardial centusis was positive. Her pressures dropped to 90 over 50, and her back was soaked in blood. I couldn't find an external wound.
Possibly a rupture of the spleen. Prepper, no one on the table, stat.
4 possibilities. Susan Sanders, polio, age 6.
Treatment not invasive enough.
Okay. Gail Watterson, lymphatic cancer, first diagnosed age 7.
It's possible. Radiation therapy can be extremely painful. What was the family dynamics? Did the family fall apart? Was there divorce?
No, looks like parents are still together.
Next.
Pamela Martin, viral meningitis.
Meningitis. Wait, doesn't that therapy sometimes require a spinal tap?
Yeah, she had 3 spinal taps before she was 9.
I had one when I was 20. It was excruciating.
This family's got some money. Houses in Buckhead, Fairview, and a townhouse midtown.
Her killing grounds.
Was the father a doctor?
Tax attorney. Estranged from the family when Pamela went off to college. Must have been a difficult time for her. Medical records show she had some counseling around that time. Father died 2 years later.
What about the mother?
She died of a cardiac arrhythmia. 1 month before the first killing.
Let's hear it.
The therapy she underwent? It's about the right time for the repressed feelings to surface.
And be misdiagnosed as repressed memories of sexual abuse, mid-'80s. Around that time, it was almost fashionable to have them.
Right.
Pamela confronts her father, accusing him of abuse. He denies it, and though it goes unreported, it breaks up the family.
She holds him responsible because he didn't keep her from getting hurt. He didn't protect her from the pain.
So why did she wait so long to start the killings? For all those different personalities to come out?
Because as long as her mother was still alive, the chance of her being protected still existed. When she died, that chance died with her.
Look at this. She used her card quite a few times.
What was the latest? Faxed her picture to every medical facility and hospital in the city.
You said she was avoiding doctors.
Yeah, but she felt the need to confess, which tells me she might be ready to face her torment.
Coming in.
Thanks. It's gonna be okay. It's all right. Just breathe.
How are you feeling?
I'm a little shaky right now, but I'm okay. I made the call today to health services. I got an appointment next week, Tuesday. Good. I'm glad you did it. You told Bailey. Now, I can just deal with it.
It wasn't me. I mean, I should have, but...
It wasn't you. Grace swore to me that she didn't tell him. You're the only two that knew.
Bailey, County Medical thinks she's there.
Anybody hurt?
She's a patient about to go under the knife.
This is gonna be a general, right? Carl, do you have any x-rays? Yeah, I think we have some film based on the dump
How you doing there? You comfortable? Charlie here's gonna have you breathe through a mask. Just relax, it's gonna be okay. And as you breathe deeply, I want you to count backwards from 100, 99, 98.
Blood pressure's dropping.
Come on, let's hold her down.
It's okay.
All right, let's hold her down.
Everyone out now. You're in control of this, Deborah. No one's going to do anything you don't want them to do.
I know you were hurt, Deborah.
Stay away!
You want to know why, and you want to understand it. But first, you have to understand that this man had nothing to do with it.
He hurt me.
No, it wasn't him. You've been suffering for a long time.
He'll hurt me again.
No, he wants to help you, like your father wanted to help you. Pamela.
I'm Deborah.
You became Deborah because she's strong. Alice, she was strong too.
Today, I don't know.
Let him go. They were all stronger than Pamela. They were there trying to protect her.
Nobody protected her.
No. No, so Pamela had to protect herself, didn't she?
From Daddy.
He didn't want to hurt you either.
But he was there. He let them hold my hand.
He wanted to see you through it. You were his little girl and you were sick. He wanted to help his little girl. And he did. He helped them save your life, Pamela. Let him go.
Then I'm alone.
No. Pamela, no.
Get her on a gurney.
I got feet. Sorry.
Are we all right?
Got her? Bring her to OR.
All right. Okay, let's get her out of here.
It's okay.
Nice job.
Thanks.
When will they be deciding things about Quantico?
Never, if Marks accepts my apology. I'm booked on a flight to Washington.